Welcome to tecversity. This is Venkatesh Natraj. Today I'm going to talk about completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. It sounds complicated, right? I'm going to talk about CAPTCHA. That's the full form of CAPTCHA. So how exactly the CAPTCHAs originated and what is the main purpose of using CAPTCHA? Whenever we try to log into any specific portal, we encounter CAPTCHA. On an average, at least 3 to 4 times in a day, we see CAPTCHA on our screens. So I'm going to talk today from the inception to the evolution of CAPTCHAs and what kind of CAPTCHAs we have and what is that future looks like. So I'm going to cover all these details in today's video. Before getting into the details, if you haven't subscribed to tecversity, please do subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Let's get into CAPTCHA. Okay, let's start the story behind the CAPTCHA. So you can see on the screen there are two different type of CAPTCHAs. One, the CAPTCHA which is on the left side. The letters and alphabets are scrolling from right to left. The other one on the right side, the couple of characters and numbers are dancing. So these are to identify what exactly that number is, and once they authenticate, it will take us to the next screen. So this is one of the protocol, I would say a mandatory thing to authenticate and to move on to the next step in the entire login process. Now why exactly this has come into picture is the history. If we see the history, like I mentioned, the CAPTCHA actually stands for a completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. So it's to simplify the difference between a human and the robot or the computer. Now because since they are dancing and scrolling left, right, and they are zigzag, the letters are not in the appropriate shape, but a human can easily identify what number it is or what character it is, and that's very complex for the computer to understand. This was in the early 2000 I'm talking about. Now in the year 2000, some developers from Carnegie Mellon University has developed this CAPTCHA to stop the bots to automate or creating a spam email addresses. So the bots were actually using to drive some data, but they also instead of doing the actual work, they also initially try to do some sign-ups from different email addresses or to create spam mail addresses. To avoid this CAPTCHA has actually come into existence so that the bot will fail at this step, because the bot cannot understand what is that signing language or what is that zigzag language and dancing characters. So that's the initial concept of bringing the CAPTCHA, and it becomes so popular, so it has become one of the security step to move on. So not just the CAPTCHA has the image, the letters or the numbers. Slowly it evolved from the characters to images to audio and other types of CAPTCHAs. Now in the year 2009, Google has acquired a company called reCAPTCHA, and it has come up with image based CAPTCHAs. Now this image will have not just only the characters or numbers, it will populate some random images and it will ask us to select the right image with the text below. Now there is a challenge here because there are some certain people who have visually impaired or can't see it properly, or some blur. People can't make it really what exactly the CAPTCHA, and to address everyone, there is an evolution where the initial was the text based CAPTCHAs and the image based CAPTCHAs, and then the audio CAPTCHAs has come into existence, where you have to play audio and it will read out the characters, and once you listen to those characters you have to enter. Now all these are technically to avoid the bots and to authenticate, to provide more security towards the portals that people use on a day-to-day. New type of CAPTCHAs, and it got more popularity because it's not just addressing one type of people, it is addressing almost inclusively for everyone, and that gained a lot of popularity. And there's one more thing where it will try to understand the way the user authenticates. So it is an invisible CAPTCHA where it will understand the pattern, how the user behaves with the system, and it will create its own algorithm to understand whether the user who is accessing is the same, working in the same pattern, or it's different. So that is something very interesting, because these captchas were invisible. It will try to understand the way the system, the user is interacting with it, and it is not just like we cannot copy that, because every user has their own behavioral pattern, and that will be understandable by the system, and these are the invisible captchas, and it will try to figure it out. Now if you see the futures of the CAPTCHA, alternative solutions as a CAPTCHA become less effective to being the including is the behavioral biometrics, where like I mentioned, the pattern is used, the pattern will be recognized by the users, how the user is interacting with the system, what is his typing speed, how fast he moves the mouse from one pointer to another pointer, and what are the websites, and what is the typing pattern. So all these things will be taken into consideration. And of course the multi-factor authentication is also a very secure way, but beyond the multi-factor authentication, captchas are also one way of identifying and authenticating to the portals. So this is kind of a future of the CAPTCHA. Now if you have observed in the retest, there will be an image shown, and it will ask us to set, there will be a pointer saying that either it will be a 45 degrees or 90 degrees or some degrees. It will point out that finger, and it will say arrange the other image into the same dimension. Now these are the latest changes in the captchas that we are seeing, and going forward we may see more. So this is the pretty much the story behind the captchas. Hope you like this information, and if you have any further questions about the CAPTCHA, please drop a note. I would be more happy to assist and provide my details on that. If you haven't subscribed to tecversity yet, please do subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Hope you like the CAPTCHA details, and yeah, that's it for today. Happy learning.